What do you think about him?
Well, he's grotesque.
I remember when he came out and he had like wore blackface to like parties and like that. And it's not like
If the song Imagine could take human form and then eat a Tide Pod, that would be Justin Trudeau.
He's not even a real person.
How about a bill where I just give everyone $100? Everybody gets a Nintendo Switch.
They say he's the son of Fidel Castro.
The Prime Minister's awesome because he's handsome and gay.
And that's what everybody was like, have you seen this really handsome guy?
And he really
in
is.
Canada?
Yeah.
He's a handsome dude.
He's good looking.
And he's handsome?
We can't even execute criminals in this country, you know, and they're just handing out the death drugs.
Dude, it's crazy. They're grabbing
to
people
poor
off the
people
streets,
off the street. Yeah, I
going,
mean,
oh, you can't help yourself. And
what
what they found, Johnny, is that they're actually internally drowning.
What do you mean? Yeah, who is? The government?
No, that the people that they're putting down
their
are
lungs
drowning
are
on inside, and they're sometimes it takes up to 24 hours.
Yeah, well, and that's my point. Those drugs are too cruel for criminals in this country.
Yeah, they won't
but they're
export
being
them here.
used on people in Canada.
Isn't it
off
crazy?
The street. Yeah.
But I go, all the stuff about Trudeau is coming out. It's all coming to the light right now.
That guy's...
Because, dude, I mean, Gavin McGinnis, and who, like, I disagree with him on the, his whole take on Israel. But for the rest of the stuff, we kind of really, like, line up on a lot of shit,
I like
right?
him a lot.
No, I love him. I think he's great. But, like, he's calling out, like, those guys that came on, the Danger Cats. Do you know the Danger Cats? They're big in Canada. They were right, man. That farm has deep connections to Trudeau. But again, not to get too far off.
The murder farm.
Yeah, the big farm, the serial killer farm. And he lived a mile away. And it's really crazy.
A mile away.
A mile away from this farm Trudeau lived. So the whole point is all this is coming out, all this Nazi shit. He's giving applause to Nazis in the like, dude, it's all coming out. They're doing the exact same thing. If you study the lingo and the verbiage of this assisted suicide, I think it's called I don't know what the name of the thing is called, but if you maids, I think it's called. If you study it, you see the exact same lingo in Nazi Germany.
It's getting tyrannical. It's a little bit, it's borderline tyranny in Canada. I don't like this guy, Trudeau. Get out of here, brown face. Get out of here.
You're allowed to say that. That's cool.
You're allowed to say that. Do you think that he acts this way because Fidel Castro made him?
Is that a fact?
Well, we know that Fidel Castro took his mom on a nice little trip.
Whoa.
And so the Rolling Stones, apparently.
Whoa. Oh, his mom was a joint.
Mom was a wild girl. But his dad was a wild boy, too.
Here's a side-by-side. What do you think?
I think that there are some similarities.
Yo, that's crazy.
I think there's some similarities.
That's why he's that is why he's acting like this.
Yeah.
But he don't got the charm of Castro. Castro had charisma.
Yeah.
This guy don't got that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Castro had charisma, to be honest, but I'll
he must have had charisma.
That's like Chloe Ojo right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
100%.
You look at the pic, you're like, I can see it.
Mark, what do you think we should do about this?
About the truckers' protest?
No, about the fact that they're freezing bank accounts in Canada.
Well, I was looking into it. Apparently that's not like uncommon. Like they can do that.
But they're going crypto and shit like that. Like they're really, it's everything now, right?
Yeah,
like
I think it's just built into the Canadian Constitution though.
What
like
the
I don't
fuck,
like
guys?
It's like under the orders that he put out or something, and like they're able to use it to like freeze terrorist funds if something's deemed terrorist activity.
Once they deem it terrorist activity.
Yeah.
But that's where the miscarriage of justice is happening.
I'll tell you, Trudeau's been doing the cuckiest shit in the world, though. But the one he did, did you see his $250?
Yeah, everybody's getting 250 bones.
Yeah, but the reason he kind of did it was because
to buy votes.
It was, yes, but it wasn't even that. So it was the other part of it. From what I hear, was essentially Trudeau had all of these, you know how he keeps having scandals where it's like, you know, they catch him on a private jet, giving fucking lap dances on the fucking dole.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, all that stuff keeps sort of happening. And then because of that, there was this big hoopla where basically all the other people said, we're not going to pass any of your bills until this gets sorted out and we want an investigation. Like, we're basically jamming up the parliament or whatever, right? And then he goes, well, I have a bill that everyone gets $250. Let's say you jam that up.
Hey, stop that.
It's funny because he's like playing these games where he's just like, okay, well, how about a bill where I just give everyone $100?
Everybody gets a Nintendo Switch.
Heard that before.
It is funny the roller coaster ride of what has been the Trudeau years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like he came on, and people, you know, it's funny because everybody ultimately, like what people are attracted to in politicians a lot of times are just like, oh, this guy's handsome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what everybody was like, have you seen this really handsome guy
And he really
running
is.
Canada?
Yeah.
He's a handsome
He's
dude.
good looking.
He's a good looking
He should
man.
model in Milan too.
I think he probably
That's
did.
what I'm getting at. Yeah.
But, you know, and then he seemed like this sensible, empathetic type of guy.
Yeah.
But in the last few years, he's become very polarizing.
Oh, totally. I don't follow, like, Canadian politics are not as exciting as American politics. I don't really follow Canadian politics, but yeah, I remember when he came out and he had like wore blackface to like parties and like that. And it's not like, oh yeah, he did that. It was the 70s. Like we were all, you know what I mean? People were, it was like not that long ago. It was wild.
Wild.
Yeah. Just a rich kid in blackface.
But also the way that he, I guess, handled COVID, it split the country pretty much.
Yeah, I was shocked when there was all those protests and stuff like that. Like
I was there a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I was walking on the streets of Toronto.
Yeah.
And there were massive anti-Trudeau marches.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just thousands of people walking down. Fuck Trudeau sign. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really know the stories that much. I'm just like, wow.
They don't like him anymore. He's not so cute.
I think it's pretty split.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. And then he I guess he's not. People talk, I don't know a ton. I don't know why people dislike him so much.
I think he's getting, isn't he too lefty now?
He's super lefty, yeah.
Like too.
But it's, dude, what he says here about Trudeau is fucking insane.
I haven't heard it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. He's turned very liberal, actually. They say he's the son of Fidel Castro. And could be. I mean, anything's possible in this world. You know?
Justin Trudeau, my God, the man is, if the song Imagine could take human form and then eat a Tide Pod, that would be Justin Trudeau. He is. Do you understand the stupidity of this? First of all, the word mankind comes from humankind. It is just a shortened version of humankind. Is there any woman on earth who is serious about feeling offended when people say mankind? Of course, mankind includes women. Okay, we are the species of man. It doesn't mean we are a species only of men. Oh, the levels of stupidity. But this is supposed to be empowering for women. Honestly, if you're a woman and you feel empowered because a man just mansplained to a woman that she can't use the word mankind, if that makes you feel more feminist because Justin Trudeau just told a female student who was talking about the power of motherly love that she shouldn't use the word mankind, that makes you feel like a real feminist, let me suggest that something is wrong with you in the head. That wasn't the only dumb thing that Justin Trudeau said yesterday. Justin Trudeau also compared ISIS terrorists, apparently, to immigrants from Vietnam, Greece, and Italy, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I was watching Trudeau on the internet, you know that Canadian band, The Tragically Hip?
Yeah.
It's like Canada's pride, right? And the lead singer died. And here's like sweet ass Trudeau crying about this lead singer. Did you see him by any chance?
Just when women couldn't love him anymore, right?
Yeah. He was like, this guy was like our national treasure. And I was like, imagine if Donald Trump, like our stupid president, be like, a bunch of faggots crying about some band.
Right.
Get it together.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my, what a difference. And
I know, he's got military guys go down and he doesn't even take it seriously.
I'm gonna show you something, Tyler. I'm gonna give this to you. Put this up on the big screen so people can see it. This is a shout out to the Prime Minister of Canada. He was walking in Canada, and people were shouting at him, and it was not friendly. Because when I posted this, a bunch of people from Canada sent me a bunch of tweets. Look at this data here. Okay, debt from pre-Trudeau. All the prime ministers combined since 1867, $630 billion in debt. Just under Trudeau, $662 billion in debt. That's a big number right there. I mean, Trudeau must be very competitive to put a number like that. Okay, and by the way, if you keep doing that to a country that doesn't have the biggest GDP in the world, 662 in America is what? Nothing. Mm-hmm. But 662 for a Canada, that's a lot of money right there.
By the way, you must have some strong. I mean, we've sat down with Jordan Peterson here, Canadian.
Yeah.
This was during the in the truckers' revolt that they were doing in Ontario. We've had Dr. Gad Sad here recently, basically saying I've gone into business with the Canadian government. They take 60% of my earnings. I run into Canadians all the time. I had saw a couple of buddies that I ran into in Miami this weekend, basically saying I got to get the hell out of this godforsaken country. What the hell's going on in Canada? Is it just become so far extreme socialism? Is it Trudeau is just an authoritarian disguised as a nice guy? What do you think is happening in Canada?
You're asking him or you're
asking you?
I mean, it's exactly what happens when you give somebody too much power and their motives are not positive motives. Look, again, it goes back to the following. Don't just vote for somebody because they're attractive and they speak well and their father was a former PM whose mom had a fling with
allegedly Fidel Castro.
With Fidel Castro, which he looks just
Jordan
like.
Jordan Peterson shot that down.
Well, he can't shut it down because he's from Toronto. He doesn't want his funds to be protected before he leaves. Mm-hmm. But look at that right there. I mean, that's way too
close.
Way funny. Before you even said it, that was exactly where I was headed.
What to
this
show
picture?
That? Yeah. So look, if what's the difference between a capitalist and a socialist when it comes down to their philosophy speaking publicly? What is the difference between a capitalist and a socialist when it comes down to telling the world publicly? What's the difference?
The socialist says, I'll do everything for you. The capitalist says, no, thank you. I'll do everything myself.
The capitalist is very comfortable telling the world he's a capitalist. The socialist keeps it a secret until he has enough control to say, all along, I was about socialism.
What do we got? Justin Trudeau. Ooh. We're going there, huh? I mean, I guess we're here.
Wow.
So he's the Prime Minister of Canada?
Canada.
Yep. So you think he's a nice guy. He probably is a nice guy. He's probably a decent man. But the problem is, something just came out recently. Homie did blackface in 2001. He dressed up as Aladdin and went real dark.
Wait, brown face.
Brown face? Yeah, it's brown face. I'm colorblind. That's what they're calling it.
I'm legitimately colorblind.
And he's like just choking somebody out. A little aggressive.
It's Monica Lewinsky.
Monica made her way out to Canada. Wow, this is brown body. I mean, gee, not a spot missed. What the F? This came out and he said he's sorry and he didn't mean to do it. Somehow, and for some reason, the video where he apologized was on an airplane. Did anyone else think this was weird? He's on a passenger jet.
Right, let's get the
He's
set
like,
set
let's
up
just
here.
knock this out real quick. I got to get back up to first class.
Man, once
Did you see? I want to pull up the other image. Scroll up a little bit, because it's interesting because he posted a picture as well. Yeah, go over here to the left with a couple guys who are Middle Eastern.
Oh,
and they don't seem too offended back then.
Well, he was trying to be Aladdin.
Oh, okay.
That was. I think that's what he was trying to dress up as.
People voted for Barack Obama because he was a celebrity. People voted for Justin Trudeau. Women did because he was a hunk.
Huh.
That was like a poll or something that came out, right? Like the women were like, we voted for Trudeau because he was attractive or something.
Must be Canadian women. Well, I think a lot of people vote for candidates because they're attractive. I mean,
Didn't Trudeau
John
do
Kennedy.
like a weird yoga thing on his desk or something, and then
Trudeau is weird. Yes. I don't know. Yeah,
Trudeau is weird.
I agree. He's a weirdo.
But that's what gets you votes, man.
Yeah. Well, and also like, I'm disgusted in the way my government has acted because number one, there's an active lawsuit with veterans against the Supreme Court of Canada right now. We are leaving our vets and our Canadians stranded over there, and we are leaving the vets that have been maimed by this war in Canada. They're turned down for everything. I've been turned down for hearing loss. They're saying it's not military related. They have PIs follow me. This is normal behavior. There's a veteran named Brock who was told by Trudeau in a meeting that after he lost his leg, he was just trying to get a new prosthetic because it was just killing him. Trudeau stood up in a meeting and said, "You're just asking for too much." Less than 6 months later, he gave $10.4 million to an Afghan terrorist that was in the Canadian prison system. He won and got 10.4 of our million taxpayer dollars. So I don't know that American government's any better, but what I do know is that the absolute fucking machines of human beings that stepped outside of the chain of command to pull my family out for me. I know they were there. The British that stayed on the ground that I could contact to literally confirm my biometric data and passports to get that family moved, they weren't there. That family would still be there. That 3-year-old that got the shit kicked out of him by the Taliban that I was trying to exfil, Canada left him.
What is it about politicians and governments not willing to
do their job?
Well, doing not willing to do that, a big part of the job, which is like you send people to war, these are heroes, and then you should spend most of the time repaying the debts to those, right? Well, what is it about? Why can't we?
Because we're disposable numbers, and we hire them out of high school when they're stupid enough to not understand what they're going to get themselves into. And then we blame it on themselves for making that decision by volunteering.